The effect of Ghandi's boycott was felt 4,500 miles away in the heartlands of Lancashire's weaving industry. Lancashire had done well out of the empire. At one time, almost 2/3 of its manufactured cotton had been sold back to India.
But now times were hard. No fewer than 74 of the mills had closed, and angry, unemployed mill workers blamed Ghandi for his boycott of British cloth.
In towns like Darwen, whose mills were used to weaving cloth for the empire and beyond, there was frustration and despair. Then came extraordinary news. Ghandi was coming to Britain and would visit Lancashire. He was entering the lion's den, coming to see for himself the effect the Indian boycott was having on textile workers here.
Then came the little man, still scantily clad, but with an extremely wet blanket around his tiny frame. I'm sure he must have been frozen. We were in thick overcoats.
The local paper praised Ghandi's celebrated sympathy for the poor. Surely his heart would soften at the sight of so many hundreds of unemployed weavers. The peace and simplicity of the place, the Lancashire air, it was hoped would soothe what it called deep differences of opinion.
Ghandi arrived in Darwen on September the 26th, 1931. Crowds turned out to wonder at and to welcome him. For those with eyes to see, this was a hugely significant moment. The charisma, the excitement, belonged not to a defender of empire, but to a would-be dismantler of it.
I'm thankful that I got this opportunity of being surrounded by these happy children and seeing the homes of the poor.
Mill workers took their children to see this remarkable visitor. Some of them still remember it.
Hello, you must be Ruth. I'm Jeremy. Hello. How do you? Can I come in? Thank you. What did your mother tell you you were going to do when you set off that day to go and see Ghandi?
Well, she just said, we're going to see a very important man from India, and he's going to make things better, we think, with the cotton trade, which I didn't understand what he was talking about, what she was talking about, because I was only 7 at the time, you know. And I remember all the people there and where I stood, you know. And this little man came on, and I looked at my mother and I said, which is Ghandi, Mother? She said, it's that man there. And I said, but he's not an important man. I said, he's a poor little man, he has no clothes on.
He had sort of a white tight cloth between his legs.
Well, it was like a big nappy.
Yes, it did, to be honest.
Like that, and then and this thing round his, and it was hugged round him like that. And he'd nothing on his feet, only a pair of sandals.
Yes.
And I was horrified because I said, he's no shoes on, Mother. You know, I was really disappointed.
But he obviously had amazing charisma that you two remember him so vividly.
It's still with us.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
80 years after the event?
Yes.
80 years.
Ghandi had not come all the way from India to call off his boycott. He had a far bigger vision: to make the workers of Britain sympathetic to the plight of the Indian people and to the cause of Indian independence.